Hello YouTube fans, Matt here, and welcome to a deck profile with Moonlight. It's probably since this deck profile has been recorded on the 21st, there's probably been a release of the final Moonlight card or final Moonlight cards. No my luck, but yeah, they'll be updated when we get that, and probably after January 4th, so that'll be when I'm recording next. So yeah, this is what I've got so far. It's quite consistent for what it is. It's better than Blackluster and BLS I've tried in the past. It's about the consistency as a Blue-Eyes White Dragon deck at the moment, so I'm quite happy with it. And its playstyle is quite reminiscent of Shadol's and Fluffles crossed with Magispectre and Yang Zing in a stall variant, plus a very vicious fusion variant. Mixed to one, and it's absolutely fun as hell. I am really contemplating building this over Blue Eyes when Shining Victories comes out in TCG in May. I'm very looking forward to this. So without further ado, let's get into the deck profile. We have two Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon is in here to search out Moonlight Tiger, that's it. It's also as a target for Sky Iris. Sky Iris gives synergy with the Before Power deck and for our Odd Eyes deck with the Moonlight deck. This is because it can destroy my monsters to add Odd Eyes, and this will kick off the effect of Blue Cat, Tiger, or allow me to activate my trap card, Reincarnation Dance, or even some things I've added in just for extra support, like Supply Squad. So yeah, Sky Iris, pop my cat, search out Odd Eyes, get a draw maybe, get two searches, get a special summon, so much plus that you can get just from this one little card. So yeah, that's quite good. That's why it's a mini engine. You can go full helmet and just use a Perform Pal engine like with Skullcrow by Joker, Monkey Board, and the new Odd Eyes Unicorn, which is both of them, both targets, so it crosses into everything at scale 8, so you can get a Wolf and Odd Eyes Pendulum. But I don't like that variant because you have to main Wavering Eyes to be competitive against any Pendulum deck. And it also has more cards in it, so you can't put any more niche cards in it, can't put any more text, so it can be a bit annoying that way. This way I like it as a little mini engine. Then we have free Moonlight Wolf. Moonlight Wolf has two effects. Its on-field effect is when a Moonlight monster attacks a defense monster, inflict piercing damage. This is for every Moonlight monster. So that is quite good, but it's level 6, so it's hard to get out unless you're using the Odd Eyes engine, or you use the effect of Butterfly, which is subpar for this archetype to be honest. So Wolf is never usually going to be out, but there has been cases when I've had two Wolves out, particularly against a Morphage, because I can't go into an extra deck, so I use my Wolves as beat sticks. So yeah, you can get them on, so you should always have a rank 6 to go into if you really need it, but you won't be getting it out too often, so I've had a substitute for the piercing effect. And the second effect, its best effect, is when it's in the Pendulum Zone. You can Miracle Fusion. That's it. You can Miracle Fusion from your side of the field and your graveyard to summon out your Fusion Moonlight monsters, which is very good. Very good indeed. It's what you need. It was surprising to be actually in a Pendulum scale effect, so it's quite new, but it's needed. It was definitely needed, and I'm happy we got it. So it's definitely free off because Miracle Fusion for this deck is quite good because your boss monsters are very nice. Not 100% foolproof, like say Elshadar Construct, that was very powerful, but it wasn't 100% foolproof. These are the same. They're not foolproof, but they are very powerful. Next we have triple Moonlight Blue Cats. Blue Cat is one of the hearts of the Soul deck. First, it's technically the most iconic of the cards, except from Cat Dancer, because it was one of the first cards Serena played in the Arc 5 anime, because this is an anime deck, I should say. And it can do a lot of things. Its first effect, if it's special summoned, target one Moonlight monster that's not a Blue Cat. Double its attack points until the end of the turn. Very powerful. Very powerful indeed, but it's only once per turn effect, I should say. So you can double your Cat Dancer, make it 4800 beat stick that can attack twice. And if you have Heated Heart, it can do piercing as well. So that can be an OTK in itself. So it's very good that way. And its second effect, and this is multiple times per turn. If this card is destroyed by battle or card effect, special summon one Moonlight monster from your deck to your hand. Neither effect misses timing. Well, not from your hand, from your deck. So the best plays you get with like Cat is that you Sky Iris to destroy Cat, add the Odd Eyes, and then special summon out a Moonlight monster that you need. Or you could go Cat as a defense, Cat special summons out Tiger from the deck, then Tiger is destroyed, special summons back the Cat from the graveyard, and then you've got 4 walls then rather than the 3 walls that you would have with like something like Giant Rats. So yeah, that's a once per turn effect, unfortunately. But if that wasn't once per turn, that would make a crazy leap that this deck would be just become meta. I think it would become a lot more meta equivalent. This deck isn't likely to become meta. It's going to be a nice rogue deck that you could, if you put in like, I think Rivalry Warlords is the one of the types. If you made some of those with some maybe you call them anti-spellfoods like Stygian Dirge or something, you may be able to make this anti-meta equivalent that could top something or top a region at least. So you never know. The people doing it with DDDs in the TCG right now, you can do it with Moonlight, I'm sure, when it comes out in May. So yeah, Blue Cat is definitely a free of in the deck. Then we have Triple Tiger. Tiger is quite broken, to be honest, for the Moonlight archetype, I should say. Its Pendulum effect. Once per turn, target one Moonlight monster in your graveyard, special summon it, its effects are negated, it can't attack, and it's destroyed during the end phase. The usual restrictions. But that is not once per turn for Tigers, so you can put 2 Tigers in your scale, and then make a rank 4 engine, because you'll be able to reborn 2 blue cats from your graveyard per turn, and start to sell things like Tiger King, or Castell, or Diamond Dyer, or Ptolemaeus into Diamond. Not Diamond, into Blades. So that is brilliant in that sense. Although it's such a pendulum summon, you really don't pendulum summon much. Its second effect is when it's destroyed by battle card effects while on the field. It's including Wavering Eyes, I should say. It's Wavering Eyes are beautiful. You can target a Moonlight monster in your graveyard and special summon it. So it's the defensive plays really for Blue Cat. So that's nice. Then we have 2 Purple Butterfly. This is the first card of the archetype that I think is not a free of. It's mainly because that its effects are a bit mediocre. Its first effect is similar to Yosenju Sujik, but it's only on your turn. You can send this power from your hand or your side of the field to the graveyard. The target one Moonlight monster you control, it gains 1000 attack until the end of the turn. So that's alright. It allows for DK plays, but that's just 1000 attack. It doesn't do much more than that. It has a graveyard effect, which you can banish it from your graveyard, especially some of the Moonlight from your hand. But especially something from your hand isn't very good anymore. You rather special summon from your deck, your extra deck, or Pendulums from Mass. Especially something from your hand is no longer good anymore compared to like say a classic example is Chamomile. Chamomile's never going to be run in the Blue Eyes deck because it's just special something from your hand. You can do a lot more things. Whereas Purple Butterfly has the same restriction. So that is that. And sorry, I'm still a bit ill at the moment, so I'm blowing my nose at the moment. Sorry. 2 Purple Butterfly at the moment. I think bumping it down to 1 would be a bit of a mistake. But a 3, I feel like it'd be a bit cloggy. It doesn't do anything more than what you get. Then we have Triple White Rabbit. White Rabbit is unbelievably good. Its effects are not once per turn, I should say. So if you do get to do this multiple summons, you can do it. You could fit the Gemini Brilliant Fusion engine into this, and that would be very good because you can multiple summon rabbits. But I don't think it would be really necessary, to to be honest. But it's great. It's a great card anyway. When it's non-summoned, you can target one Moonlight monster in your graveyard and special summon it in defense position. This allows you to use your cat to double the attack points of a monster. And then the second effect of White Rabbit is that you can target spells and traps that your opponent controls up to the number of Moonlight monsters you control and return them to your hand. Other Moonlight monsters, I should say. So if you had a full board of Moonlight monsters, bounce back 4 back row, allow an OTK. Perfect. That really sets you up, and it's just needed for the deck. Very much needed for this deck. And this deck seems to be quite dark attribute except for its pendulums, so you could actually run a Lure of Darkness. I do not want to use this, unfortunately, because I don't want to manage my own. I don't really want to manage my cards. So I've gone for other options. And then the final boss of the deck. Moonlight Black Sheep. This is one of the best. This is, I think this rivals Tiger for the best card in the deck. And this is because its effects are not once per turn. At least at this translation, they're not once per turn. They may get a translation later. So it has 3 effects. You can discard this card to activate one of the following effects. Add one Moonlight monster from your graveyard to your hand, which I haven't done yet. I haven't done that effect yet. But the second effect is the one I do use a hell of a lot. Add one Pulverization from your deck to your hand. Since this deck can't run King of the Swamp, Fusion Reserve, Fusion Conscription, and stuff like that, this is your best way of getting Polymerization. And that's very good, and it's not once per turn effect, so you can get multiple polymerizations through this effect. And its second effect. If this card is sent to the graveyard as a fusion material for a fusion summon, you can add a Moonlight monster from your graveyard or face up in your Pendulum extra deck to your hand, which is brilliant. If you just say from the graveyard, that would be a bit mediocre, still abusable, and we can still welcome it. But since it says from the extra deck as well, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. You can add back your Tiger, start your rank 4 engine again. You can add back a Miracle Fusion. So far, these are the only 2 pendulums we got for the deck. So we may see some more in the future, and that might be even more abusable. So Black Sheep is a definite 3-of in this deck. Same for White Rabbit, definite 3-ofs. And even if this deck advances quite a lot, these are really going to be 3-ofs, including this and this. You may cut that down to 2. And we don't know about those. But we got some amazing cards here already. So yeah, onto the spells. 1 Regeki and 2 Dark Hole. Mainly just to board clear. Also Dark Hole abuses Blue Cat's effects, so that's another plus with Supply Squad. Then we have triple Polymerization, because it's a fusion deck, and triple Fusion Recovery. Now you're probably asking, what the hell is that spell card? Why are you playing such an old card that is... Why are we even listening to you now? We should just walk away now. No, Fusion Recovery is needed in this deck. Because we can't run Fusion Reserve since we don't have any specific targets, we have to run an alternative card. And there was an alternative card. The prototype for Fusion Reserve. Fusion Recovery. Back from the days of GX where Alexis uses against Titan in GX Series 1. Fusion Recovery is a decent card. It never saw much play though, unfortunately. Until now. Fusion Recovery can tie 1 Polymerization and 1 Fusion Material monster that was used for a fusion summon in your graveyard and add them to your hand. So after you've gained from your Black Sheep adding another card from your graveyard to your hand, you can then add that sent Black Sheep and the Polymerization back to your hand. The deck has the problem that it can't recover Polymerization from the graveyard yet. Maybe the new monsters may give that option back and they will replace Fusion Recovery. But for now, Fusion Recovery is going to be used as the way backwards. And adding the Black Sheep to your hand allows you to do even more abusable plays and abuse the Black Sheep even further. So Fusion Recovery is a really good card. I'm thinking of maybe dropping this down to 2 though, and adding a 3rd Supply Squad, just because Supply Squad keeps getting ST'd or Dragon Pitted, something like that. So Fusion Recovery may go down to 2. But so far, on 3 it does work, and having it in my hand early on, but for later game is quite nice. It's quite nice as long as you don't draw multiple of them. It can be dangerous, but this you can do it multiple turns, so it's all good. Then we've done Dark Hole, and then we play the most techiest card out of the whole of these, Heated Heart. Now you're probably wondering what the hell is a card designated for the hero archetype in a Moonlight archetype. Heated Heart is a generic card. You can target one face-up monster you control. Until the end of the turn, it gains damage attack and piercing damage, which is brilliant. But, as I said earlier, this wasn't very good, so how is this any better? It's because piercing damage with multiple attacks can instantly OTK. And Heated Heart at 500 can go a long way, even after you double the attack points with blue cats, or increase it by 1,000 already. So Heated Heart can guide the way. And since you're not likely to get this out on the board, piercing damage is going to be your greatest friend. There are alternatives to Heated Heart. This is what I feel is the best for me personally. But you can go down the route with more long-term options with like Big Bang Shot, which increases the attack by 400 and then inflicts piercing damage. But when this card leaves the field by the equipped monster, that's what I didn't like. I didn't like that, so I didn't choose it for that reason. Then we had Fire Formation Kaio. It is a trap card. That's a continuous trap. During this turn, if a Beast Warrior you control would attack, during the turn this was activated, if a Beast Warrior you control attack the defensive position monster and piercing damage, that is alright. It basically does what Heated Heart does, since it only lasts for a turn, but it's a trap card and it's negatable by MST in that sense. But it does give the added effect that all Beast Warriors gain future attack. But really, your boss monster should be the only one that's attacking anyway, so that's why I swapped that. There is one other alternative which I may have to try out, called Horn of the Phantom Beast, another old card. You can target one Beast Warrior you control and equip this card with it. It gains 800 attack, so it's stronger than Heated Heart. And when the equipped monster destroys an opposing monster by battle, and sends it to a graveyard, draw one card. If you're going against something like Yang that multiple summon, you can draw a hell of a lot of cards. Unfortunately, it is a compulsory thing, so you have to stop attacking eventually, or you'll deck out, or you'll make them deck out, by looks of things. So, Horn of the Phantom Beast could be a very abusable card. However, it is a trap card, and for that reason it's slow and doesn't OTK essentially like Heated Heart has. So it depends up to you what you would like to run as your route to your OTK or defeat of your opponent. Then 2 Supply Squad. Once per turn, if a monster you control has a strong battle card effect, draw one card. Simple as that. And it is cumulative, so the amount of Supply Squads equals the amount of draws. So that's brilliant and can go very well with Cat in the defensive position, Dark Hole abuse, Sky Iris abuse, and all that stuff. Even Tiger's destruction in the end phase abuse can set it off as well, so that's fun. And then we have 3 Tanky, searching for every Beast Warrior that's level 4 or lower. So, good. Add anything from this deck except from the Wolf and On Eyes. Very good. Then 2 Sky Iris, as I mentioned earlier, and then finally the first spell or spell and trap for the archetype. Moonlight Reincarnation Dance. If a monster you control has a strong battle card effect, it doesn't have to be a Moonlight monster, so if you go into a more split archetype, a split deck where it's mashed up with a lot of other stuff, you can still gain your plus off it like you would in Yangtze Creation. You can add, when they are destroyed, you can add 2 Moonlight monsters from your deck to your hand. You can only activate 1 of these per turn, but that is absolutely brilliant. It searches out the best cards of your deck, which are generally going to be a Black Sheep and a White Rabbit. For me, personally, this is what I would search. But I have been to either a Tiger, I've already have a White Rabbit in my hand, or a Root White Rabbit, or maybe even a Blue Cat if I'm going to search someone with Primitive Purple Butterfly, I could even add wolf or if I feel like a miracle fusion is going to happen, but I always add black sheep to polymerization abuse, and then the white rabbit to reborn it and then gain back off it. Add the white rabbit back to the hand. A good route to do this is white rabbit is a good turn one play as long as your opponent's not going to play an exceed deck or something that gets over your monsters instantly fast. Is to discard black sheep, add polymerization. And also white rabbit, special summon black sheep, polymerization, fuse for cat dancer. Black sheep will then add the white rabbit back to the hand, so you can do that play over again. So that's good. And if you have multiple summons during the duel, that becomes super abusable. A lovely little loop you can do. So yeah, there's a lot of options you can do in this deck. I'll talk about those two, I'll talk about the other ones in a bit. On the extra deck. For the exceeds, we've won one Sky's Cavalry Centura, gets out problem cards because it's just a target, and it is indestructible as an exceed material. So that's good. We have one Ptolemaeus to go into Diamond, and Pallades for when we need it. Sorry about that. So that's good. I didn't want to put Infinity in this because I don't like Infinity when I'm playing for fun. So no Infinity this time, but Pallades does work. Then one Diamond Direwolf. These are all Beast Warriors. It doesn't have to destroy itself this time. It can destroy them. Or it can even destroy Castell, because I have done that before. So Diamond Direwolf is a bit more abusable in this deck. Then Castell, as we know, bounces them back. Tiger King is also another option for this deck because it can search out your tanky and then effect negation. So very good things there. And then finally, number 39, Utopia Beyond, for that moment when you actually have two wolves and you can go for game with that. And now on to the fusion monsters. We have triple Moonlight Cat Dancer. The first one you will summon. Moonlight Cat Dancer requires two Moonlight monsters. So, quite generic. You can see why Fusion Reserve doesn't work because there's no actual target here. Its first effect, cannot be destroyed by battle. Unfortunately, it's not like a cumulative effect. They won't all have been called to be destroyed by battle, which is annoying. It should have been. It really should have been. Its second effect is once per turn. During your main phase 1, you contribute one Moonlight monster you control, and each monster your opponent controls cannot be destroyed by battle once per turn, and also this monster can attack all monsters your opponent controls twice each. So this can technically deck out a Yang Zing deck if they're going to use all of their Yang Zings and going to continuously destroy. This is where you can get real Horn of the Phantom Beast abuse from this. But really you're going for an OTK. Its final effect is its worst effect. If this card declares an attack, inflicts 100 damage to your opponent. You're probably thinking, what the hell, why is that a horrible effect? It's because it's mandatory. And this means it's subject to solve notice whenever it attacks, like Construct is. That's annoying. It's very annoying to have to worry about battle traps because of a mandatory effect that you don't even want. With Construct, you do want it. With Cat Dancing, you don't want it. So, yeah, that is the worst effect in my opinion. But the double attacking is brilliant. You can OTK from just her, you don't have to go any further. But I like to go a bit further than just Cat Dancer. Next, we have two Panther Dancer. I don't believe I'll ever bring out a third Panther Dancer in a game, but two Panther Dancers for now is working fine. So it requires one Cat Dancer. It has to fuse with its original first fusion, so that's annoying, but it can be done. And then one Moonlight monster additionally. The fusion materials have to be the said fusion materials, so you can't use Fusion Reserve or a fusion substitute. So that's annoying. Its first effect is it cannot be destroyed by opponent's card effects. So it's good against Cosmo Stark Destroyer, but can be destroyed by battle, so it's hit and miss there. Oh. So that is annoying. If it hadn't been can't be destroyed by opponent's card effect and battle, would have been perfect against Cosmo. This would have been a brilliant matchup. But unfortunately, it's not, so it's a 50-50 at the moment. And its second effect is that once per turn during main phase 1, activate this effect. Each monster your opponent controls can be destroyed by battle once per turn, and this card can attack all monsters your opponent controls twice each. which is absolutely brilliant. It's the exact same effect, just you didn't have to tribute for this. And with the restrictions on his summon, I can see why, and I'm very happy that it is that. Its third effect is, again, one of the more weaker parts of it. If it destroys the opponent's monster by battle, gains 200 attack until the end of the battle phase. That's both good and bad at this time. It's an extra 200 additional damage for 2 more attacks, and then continuously going up is very good, but it's a mandatory effect. You're going to have to choose it. Solemn Notice could just wipe you out there. And then finally, the boss monster, Moonlight Leo Dancer, a very powerful beast warrior. She requires Panther Dancer, so another upgrade of a fusion. So it's like fusionist into rare fish into another monster that requires a rare fish. It's like, what the hell? And 2 Moonlight monsters. So hefty restriction for a better fusion monster. This monster is quite good. It can only be summoned by fusion summon though. And it can be summoned through other ways. So you can't reborn it through Tiger's effect, which is annoying. So it has the effect, its first effect, that it can't be targeted or destroyed by opponent's card effects. So that's good. It is a lot better against Cosmo, although you can still be falling for it honest, which is annoying. But this is good enough for what we need it to be. Don't want to make it too broken. Don't want it to be too better. Sorry. Hate colds. But it's still tiny bit lackluster. It's good enough for what it needs to be. It should have been a bit more Towers-like, but yeah, we can't expect everything. Its second effect. It can make a second attack during each battle phase. It no longer has to do that effect, but you can't multiple attack, so you can't really OTK very effectively with this card. But you can do a hell of a lot of damage. And if you boost it up, you would be able to OTK then. So once per turn, if this card attacks a monster, at the end of the damage step, destroy all special monster your opponent controls. A non-targeting destruction is decent. If it has a banishment, that wouldn't be godly. But it's destruction. So that's good. It can get rid of very powerful boards, set off their effect maybe. If they don't have any effects, then you can go attack for a possible game. With 500 attack, that is a possibility. So Leo Dancer is good. I don't think I'll ever summon a third one at all. I may even drop it down to 1. But Leo Dancer, it's like Void Chimera. You need it for the time when you actually go into it, but most times you will not. So yeah, that is more or less the deck. And I just mentioned these 2. You could try and get a Fire Fist engine in here as well, and use Tensu to double summon with White Rabbit. That is a possibility. But I haven't tried it yet, so yeah. So yeah, let me tell you what you think of this new deck. I know a lot of you guys already enjoyed the first episode. That's all I've seen so far. It's because it is recorded on the day of that release. So yeah, I hope you keep enjoying this, and I hope you like to see a lot more of this in the future. I love playing this deck. So thank you for watching. Please leave a comment below you guys suggest for a deck or suggest for my channel in general. And please like, subscribe, enjoy this, and want to see further content. Radaran, signing out.